Module 6, Layer 3, Security Automation. We need to also understand there are some types of automated testing, which is also there before getting into the real automated testing, which we are referring about. So let's understand the automated testing in general. So when we talk about test scenarios, so assuming I'm writing test step by step, test steps one by one, and when I'm testing the test steps, of course, every test scenario has test steps or test scripts, what we talk about, and it has an expected result. When I am starting executing those test steps, means I am looking at eventually test scenarios. So we will have actual results, which will be corresponding to the expected results and expected outcome. And I compare, and based on the successful test, I'll be able to say that this particular test script or a scenario is successful. So generally, it also can be achieved by writing the test scripts by automatic testing tool. And test automation is used to automate repetitive tasks and other testing tasks which are difficult to perform manually. So what are we trying to say here is when you start the automation in the area of testing, we need to also look at the tasks which are mostly repetitive, or we can plan for those kind of automation, or certain tasks which are difficult to achieve, difficult to execute, maybe perform manually with difficulty. We can also do automation of that. So let's look at first, in general, the unit testing. So it is nothing but the white box kind of a testing, the individual components of the application to be tested here. So these tests are usually written by all the code is written by a developer, and the testing part is also written by a developer based on the code. And when they write this, many a times it can be written with the automation of a tester, assuming, the Java-based code can be unit tested by JUnit, and .NET code is probably tested by NUnit. So these are few examples. And when they perform the unit test, they'll be also get a results, and mostly this activity of the unit testing will be done during the development phase. Let us understand the second part, which is a smoke test, which is all about build stability. Means when you completed an overall build and now you would like to deploy the build on the target environment, we'd like to check it out after deploying. Maybe one sort of a scenario we try to run, and if test is successful, we can say that the build is deployed successfully and it seems to be a real stable build. But if the build is not stable, we have to go back to the developers and they have to fix that. And again, we have to follow the same thing which we have followed in the smoke testing. So basically, it helps you to understand the build stability on the target environment. So when we talk about the black box testing, it is to check any incorrect or missing functions, like anything related with the interface errors, any existing interface errors, or any behavioral related performance errors. And sometime, some termination errors. So abruptly, you're trying to process something in the code and, suddenly it has come out of the loop. All this is generally done via black box testing. So black box testing is have the inputs and you get the output. Whatever is happening inside, it's not known to us, the guy who are doing a testing. It's actually part of a white box where you will come to know everything line by line, kind of a debugging a code, which happens in unit testing. So it is like similar to the functional testing also. I'm talking about the black box. When you try to reach the functional testing, we will talk about it. So let's understand the integration testing. It's about application modules, typically with a couple of components which are integrated with each other, and like upstream, downstream, and some middleware system. They flow the data from upstream to downstream, or maybe from downstream to the other downstream, which is in the below streams. And this is a integration logically with the data which flows from up to down. on down to the other layer levels, right? So this also checks and verifies data communication of the different parts of the application. This is a very interesting thing to understand when we heterogeneously stack we talk about, especially integration testing. Let's understand the functional testing. It's again kind of a checking all the functions which is working as expected or not, looking at some missing functions, check the black box, which we have seen earlier. It involves the application programming interface, kind of a API database, probably security testing, and all that also come into the picture when we talk about functional testing. So it is more to do with the functionality, and black box is more to do with, input versus the output. Regression testing. It's an exhaustive testing methodology, which is to be tested for checking all the existing features are functioning well even with the recent code changes or even the recent feature deployment which is happen on the target environment. Basically verifies that the old code works in the same way as they were working before based on any changes which has happened recently. So that's about regression testing. It is also expected that when you do automated testing, you must start with the repetitive task, some complex task like unit testing and the regression testing.